Open your refrigerator for a moment. Maybe there is a bottle of soda, leftover takeout, yogurt, fruit that traveled thousands of miles, and snacks packed into every shelf. To you, it's normal. To your ancestors, almost none of it would have looked like food. So, what did humans actually eat before farms, supermarkets, and refrigerators existed? The answer is stranger than most people realize. And the archaeological evidence suggests that some of the foods that helped build our species would make many modern people lose their appetite instantly. To understand why, we need to travel back nearly 3 million years. The earliest human ancestors weren't expert hunters roaming the landscape in search of prey. For much of their history, they were scavengers.
Imagine a lion bringing down an antelope on the African savannah. The lion eats first. It takes the richest meat, the organs, and the most valuable parts of the carcass. Then scavengers arrive. Hyenas crush ribs, tear through skin, and consume almost everything that's left. By the time early humans reached the scene, very little remained. But something important was still there: the largest leg bones. Bones so thick that even powerful hyena jaws often couldn't break them open. This became one of humanity's earliest signature meals: bone marrow. Using simple stone tools known as Oldowan tools, early humans smashed open thigh bones and extracted the fatty marrow hidden inside. It was greasy, calorie-dense, and packed with energy.
For our ancestors, this wasn't desperation. It was treasure. No lion could reach it, no hyena could access it, but human hands could pick up a stone and crack the bone apart. That single ability unlocked a food source almost every other scavenger had to leave behind. The brain was another prize. Inside a skull was a massive reserve of fat, one of the most valuable nutrients available in a world where calories were never guaranteed. When food is scarce, fat becomes survival. And your body still behaves as if that's true today. It remembers a world where every calorie mattered.
Early humans also consumed enormous numbers of insects: termites, beetles, larvae, grubs. Not because they had no other options, because insects are nutritious, abundant, and easy to collect. For hundreds of thousands of years, insects weren't emergency food. They were simply food. This pattern continued for well over 1 million years. Then something happened that changed everything: fire. Inside Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, researchers discovered evidence of controlled fire dating back roughly 1 million years.
And once humans mastered fire, the menu transformed. Meat could be roasted, roots could be softened, marrow bones could be heated. Food that was once difficult to digest became easier for the body to process. Cooking acts like external digestion. Heat begins breaking food apart before it ever reaches your stomach. That means more calories from the same meal. Scientists believe this shift may have helped reshape the human body itself. As cooked food became common, digestive systems required less energy to operate. Some researchers suggest that saved energy helps support a rapidly growing brain. And brains are expensive. Although your brain represents only a small fraction of your body weight, it consumes a huge share of your daily energy. Cooking helped make that possible.
And once humans gained access to more energy, their diets expanded dramatically. By around 300,000 years ago, humans looked much like they do today, and they ate almost anything they could find: mammoths on frozen plains, bison crossing grasslands, wild horses, deer, fish, shellfish, roots, berries, nuts, mushrooms, eggs, and edible plants gathered from every environment humans entered. But one food stood above almost all others: honey. The Hadza people of Tanzania still gather wild honey today, offering researchers a glimpse into a food source that has attracted humans for countless generations. Collecting it is dangerous.
People climb tall trees, endure repeated stings, and take significant risks to reach it. Because honey delivers something prehistoric humans rarely found in one place: massive amounts of calories. And your brain still reacts to sugar the same way. For most of human history, sweet foods were rare and valuable. Finding them meant immediate energy and extra fuel that could later be stored as body fat. That survival program still exists inside you. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a honeycomb hanging from a tree and a glazed donut sitting on a shelf. It only recognizes the reward.
And sugar isn't the only ancient craving that survived. Humans also developed a deep attraction to meat. One successful mammoth hunt could provide enough food to support a group for an extended period. A large animal offered more than calories. It created time. Time that no longer had to be spent searching for berries or digging roots. Time for making tools, teaching children, creating art, sharing stories around a fire. The benefits reached far beyond nutrition. But there is another part of ancient diets that makes many people uncomfortable:
Inside Gough's Cave in England, archaeologists uncovered human remains dating back roughly 14,700 years.
The evidence was difficult to ignore. Several skulls had been carefully modified into cup-like containers. Long bones had been deliberately cracked open. Marks left by stone tools showed systematic processing. And nearby were the remains of animals. Food was available. This wasn't necessarily starvation. In 2017, researchers estimated that a human body provides roughly 125,000 calories. A bison provides several times more. A mammoth provides vastly more than that. Humans were not efficient food sources, which suggests these actions may have carried cultural or ritual significance beyond simple survival.
One human forearm bone was even engraved with a deliberate zigzag design. The behavior appears intentional, and Gough's Cave is not the only example. Similar evidence has appeared at prehistoric sites across Europe. The story becomes even stranger. Ancient humans didn't always eat meat immediately after obtaining it. Sometimes they stored it, buried underground, hidden in caves.
Placed in cold environments, days passed, sometimes weeks, sometimes longer. The meat aged, it decomposed, and people still ate it. Some researchers believe certain groups may have preferred partially decomposed meat because bacteria had already begun breaking it down. Ironically, traces of that behavior survive today. Cheese, yogurt, pickles, sourdough, wine, beer, soy sauce.
All are products of controlled fermentation. In a sense, they are descendants of a process humans have been exploiting for thousands of years. The cravings inside you today were built by this world, a world where food was uncertain, where fat meant survival, where sugar was rare, where every successful hunt mattered. Your body still follows rules designed for that environment. It doesn't know refrigerators exist. It doesn't understand grocery stores. It simply tells you to eat valuable food whenever it appears, because for millions of years, tomorrow was never guaranteed.
And that's why opening the refrigerator late at night feels so natural. You're running ancient software inside a modern world. If a modern person were dropped into the wilderness 50,000 years ago, survival would be unlikely. Most wouldn't recognize edible plants. They wouldn't know where to find water. They couldn't identify safe food sources. Food would be everywhere, yet invisible. But if a human from 50,000 years ago stepped into your kitchen, the reaction would be very different. Cold drinks sealed in metal?
Fresh food preserved for weeks, fruit from distant lands, bread already baked, calories available without hunting, gathering, climbing, tracking, or fighting for them. It would seem impossible, like walking into the pantry of a god. For nearly 3 million years, hunger shaped every human life. The fact that many people can now eat whenever they want is one of the rarest conditions our species has ever experienced. And your body is still trying to adapt to a world it was never designed for. If you enjoyed this video about what ancient humans actually ate, subscribe for more fascinating videos covering the most surprising and interesting topics.